We were first introduced to this character in 1980 in The Empire Strikes Back as this mysterious master that became really a staple of Star Wars. And of course, I'm talking of none other than Yoda, and we're going to be checking today the little green friend from Korriban. Stick around because this thing is small, but it's really powerful.
May the Force be with you, Padawan.
Hey nerds, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Nerds. I am your host as always, Luke Skywalker, and today we have a really cool one. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to be checking out my little green friend, which is the Elf Savers version that Korriban has. They have two. They have an 89 Savers and they have an Elf Savers. The collaboration with Elf Savers is the one that we're going to be checking out today. Why? Because I think that is the coolest. Normally, you cannot go wrong with something that Korriban comes up with Elf Savers. So it was a no-brainer. So this one is going to be a really cool one that I actually wanted to do for quite some time, because we already did the Disney versus TXQ version some time ago, and that really was an eye-opener when it came to show how really not great the Disney lightsabers are. But this one, I promise you, it's gonna make you forget all about those, because it's really cool. If you're new to the channel, first of all, please subscribe, remember, so you don't miss any of the cool content that we do here. And just as a reminder, we do these videos where we show you what the lightsabers look outside in the dark. We do a little bit of showcasing of their sound fonts, the smooth swings, all that sort of good stuff. We give you a rating, and based on that rating, we give you a recommendation of the lightsaber. So if you're new to the channel, now you know what to expect. And if you're a regular, then thank you very much for coming back, because it really means the world to me. Let's open up this Elf Savers / Korriban little green friend, because I promise you, it's really cool. And when you get your Yoda lightsaber from Korriban, they do sell a few versions. This is the Elf Savers version, but you know, they're all good, obviously, because they're all from Korriban. What you're gonna get is your hilt. You're gonna get a display emitter, and you're gonna get two pommel caps, one vented. And you're gonna get, see, like this one is a display one, and this one is the one that you can remove, unscrew the retention screw to put in the blade. And yes, there's a blade this small, and we're going to check it out later because it's even smaller than the 7/8 of an inch blades that we've seen. This is a 2-button lightsaber, so the green buttons are actually buttons and they will light up, so they're absolutely cool. And you get your Allen key and all that, and your charger. Absolutely, as always, what else can you expect? Korriban will do an amazing job, and this one is one that, of course, delivers. And here it is, nerds. Look at this thing. How cool this is. With the display pommel. It does have display emitter, as you would have seen in the unboxing. I'm not using it because I just figured, you know, it's kind of silly to do it, but because we're going to be putting the blade in, and it's not that it's inconvenient, but it's definitely changing the cap is a lot easier than changing this. But it's really cool that you get one to fully have it as a display piece. So absolutely cool. This has I can already tell you variation that it has with the other ones that we've seen in the past. You'll be seeing somewhere on the screen a link to the review, and if not, you'll see it on the description. But there was a specific, I remember the Disney one, that you could remove one of these things, you can charge it, and it was like the first ever Disney lightsaber that you could charge, because it was always just, you know, AA batteries. So it was kind of cool, and it had like a crystal kyber crystal chamber and stuff. It was really cool, but that thing was, I'm not kidding you, like 3 times the size of this. This thing is really cool. This thing, if I was 66 centimeters, which is what Yoda is supposed to be, this would be really like the thing that I would want to have in my hand as a lightsaber. It feels up, I mean, look at this. It's pretty much as big as the palm of my hand. So, well, sorry, not the palm, but as the entire hand. And it's really, it feels great on hand, light. totally cool. It does come with a special blade. Is 3/4 of an inch. It's unique. Like, you forget about it 7/8 or 1 inch. Like, this one is really cool, as you're about to see, and it comes with everything that you'll expect. Now, the one thing I have to tell you, once you get this lightsaber, you want to remove the cap and put the, whenever you're going to use it, you want to put the other cap, because otherwise the sound is not going to go through. But the one thing that you're going to want to do is turn the kill switch on.
Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. At an end, your rule is.
I love this. I love the sound font. You're going to want to see how it has button there and there. You're going to want to align those to these buttons when you put it back in. So just be mindful of that. And this has airbrush here, and I think it says Yoda. I'll look it up just to make sure, and I'll put it on the description. But I think it does say Yoda, so it's absolutely cool. So you're gonna want to put back your helmet cap, and you'll be ready to go. So what do you say if we put a blade on this? We take it outside. I'll show you what this looks like, and then we can discuss, all the fonts and everything that comes here, and what we think about the lightsaber and what our recommendation is.
Master Yoda, you survived. At an end, your rule is.
Really the weapon of a Jedi Master. And I want to show you something before we continue. Look at the blade plug as it is. As I said, it is 3/4, so like this is unique. Like, you're not gonna find anything this small out there. So it's very, very cool. It's obviously custom made for this version, so totally cool. This one comes with the sound font, which I think is the reverse sound font of Yoda, but we've also added 2 more sound fonts because I just want to have more flavor. But the reverse sound font that already comes with, it's absolutely cool. Part of the sounds that it brings, we've pretty much just gone out and do a post off, which if you're regular to the channel, you've probably picked up by now that I like to do that sort of stuff. And we just tinker around with the Force sounds and stuff, because it does come with a few options in the sample. So if you know what you're doing, you really don't need to know that much, because you can do it all on the RSD. You don't need to know how to program on Profi to change that sort of stuff. So absolutely, I recommend it. And then we added the other 2 because I wanted more on the Saber. It does come with the rest of the usual sound fonts that you can find from Corvans, which are normally made by Reavers. And I'm not going to bore you with all of them because we've seen them. But if you want to see the full showcase, you can go to, it's going to be here or somewhere on the screen, another review where we've done the full showcase of all the fonts. But I will leave on the description if you're not seeing it on the screen, because it really depends if you're seeing it on a cell phone. You'll be able to get this. Now, having said all of that, let's try this again like we saw outside.
Master Yoda, you survived.
So cool, guys.
The dark side I sense in you.
Just want to show you that even though you can do the lockup by holding the AUX button, if you do it with this, it's not a problem. You would think that a lightsaber this tiny will have issues taking. Absolutely fine. I never feel I'm going to break this. So absolutely kudos to Corvant and Elf for this design.
At an end, your rule is. The dark side I sense in you.
This is one of the other phones I was telling you that we got.
The dark side I sense in you. The dark side I sense in you.
We have that Force quote. The lockup is very similar, but the blaster is a little bit different. So there's that. For this one, we haven't put on post off because obviously the sound font that the Saber comes with, the Reaver sound font, is going to be our main sound font. At least that's my case. But obviously you can organize it and do it however you see fit.
Master Yoda.
And this one is Attack of the Clones, which you can hear on the Blast of the Flag. So there's that.
Around the survivors, a perimeter create. Very good. Very good. Concentrate all your fire on the nearest starship.
Absolutely cool. Of course, like I said, it will come with all the rest of the sound fonts from that you'll always get on Corbin, and you can see that the accent LED lights will only last for like a second or two before they turn off. Obviously, you want to conserve your battery, so that's kind of appreciated. Let's go over our ratings for this, if you don't mind. And I'll start off with the ergonomics. This thing is a dream to handle. Obviously, because, you know, such a small blade, such a light, tiny blade, you're gonna have no issues swinging this about. But I never feel like I have something that, you know, one of those things like, oh my god, I can't even look at you because you're gonna break. It does feel okay. I mean, I wouldn't be dueling with this or anything like that, but it does feel okay. One thing I will say though, is this has to do more with the design, but whenever you're tightening your retention screws, and you will see here that it has 2 retention screws, the minute that you feel some resistance, stop, because this blade being so tiny, if you push it too hard, you might damage the blade. So the minute you feel some resistance, automatically stop. That's secured enough and you'll be absolutely fine. So when it comes to ergonomics, it handles perfectly. The fact that it's such a small hilt never feels cumbersome on the hand or anything like that. And if I'm not gonna give this a 10, the only reason would be because the way the buttons sit on the hilt, you're always gonna have to swing it this way, because if you swing it with the thing this way, you're 100% sure that you're gonna end up pressing the aux button one way or another. So unless you're, of course, the lightsaber is off, and if it's off, then you don't really need to worry about it. But just because of that you always have to remember to turn it, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. When it comes to an ergonomics, when it comes to design, pretty much also 9 out of 10, and pretty much linked for the same reason. The way that this button is done, because of, you know, the button is the actual light, right? So if the button was all of this, probably you'll not, you know, hit it with, or you wouldn't have that certainty to hit it when you're swinging about. But because it's this way, you are definitely, I would say it's 99% sure that you're going to, and that is going to affect your enjoyment of it. So, and that's obviously part of the design. So, and it goes hand in hand with the ergonomics. So it's also gonna be a 9. And in terms of sound, this is gonna be a 10. Reason for that being, it sounds fantastic for such a tiny lightsaber. Clear, perfect, not a problem. The minute that you have the cap, you know, the vented cap to allow it sound through, absolutely no problems whatsoever. So, you know, it's super, I wouldn't say super loud as in like I'm worried here that I'm going to burn out anything or anything, but sufficiently loud that you could hear without any problem for something this small. That's absolutely a 10. It's really impressive. So if you add all of that up, you're going to see our total result here, and it's a very, very, very rated lightsaber. So in my opinion, this is definitely one that we will recommend here at the Fellowship of the Nerds. And as always, you can get this with a 15% off if you use our discount code, which is usually coming up here on the screen, our discount code Fellowship, 15% off of this one. If you want to go for the 89 sabers, do not get me wrong, you will also be able to use the discount code, so it's absolutely perfect. I just figured that I wanted to have this ELF because I know the collaborations that ELF does with Corbins are usually phenomenal. I mean, and the rating says it all, so you really cannot go wrong with it. And nerds, that's been our review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you find that useful. I hope that it helps you decide which Yoda version to get. Like I said, we've already seen Disney, we've already seen THQ. And now we're seeing this. You pretty much have seen it all in this channel one way or another. So my obvious recommendation would be this one over any other variant. NeoPixel, Disney, anything like this is the way to go. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
But obviously it'll be up to you. So tell me in the comments which one you think that you would prefer. If you would stick with a Disney version, because you just simply like the hilt to be larger and bigger. If you prefer the TXQ version, or if you're gonna go full on with the Corvins version with Elsaver's Little Green Friend, because I think it's really the way to go. Nerds, I've been your host as always, Luke Skywalker. Remember, the Force will be with you always. Remember to live long and prosper. May the odds be ever in your favor, Melanin. And until we meet again, Mischief Manage. I'll see you around, nerds.